Okay, so this is my absolute favorite new microphone. It is the MOVO MV-M101 gooseneck mic. And this might be the only video on YouTube that has ever featured this microphone. So let me tell you about why I am super excited to have found this, why I love it so much, and a little bit of the history as to why you may have never heard of this specific microphone before today. So let me tell you a little story. I have been on YouTube long enough to see the rise of content creators holding microphones in front of their face. At first, it kind of started off with people holding lavaliers up, and then it evolved into holding wireless transmitters with built-in microphones in lieu of those lavalier mics. And while I maybe understand and appreciate the cultural context in which this kind of audio microphone revolution emerged, I am not the type of person that ever wanted to hold either a lavalier microphone or a wireless transmitter in that way. I don't know. I don't think it's a great look. I think it gets too much in your face. And yeah, I don't like being like everyone else. Now, that said, I won't deny that holding a microphone on YouTube is one of those things that, I don't know, you're just kind of used to seeing now in 2024. And so when I decided to conduct a search as to what kind of microphone I would like to have to fulfill this purpose, I found this guy, the MOVO MV-M101. Okay, so what is the MOVO MV-M101? It's a lot of M's and a lot of V's and a lot of O's. But what it really is a 3.5 millimeter TRS gooseneck omnidirectional microphone. And I know what you're thinking. Why haven't I seen this on YouTube? Why haven't I heard about this? Why hasn't anyone ever used this microphone? And I'll tell you why. It's because it was released in January of 2017. Now, for a little bit of context, MOVO released this mic as a means to add an omnidirectional microphone to wireless transmitters. At the time, they were UHF transmitters, larger body packs. And as a result, MOVO included a locking nut to lock them onto those transmitters. I think, unfortunately, though, back in 2017, even though it seemed innovative at the time to include an omnidirectional microphone that you could, just screw onto your transmitter, the people using those kinds of wireless systems maybe were not keen on actually using an omnidirectional gooseneck microphone. So it probably was one of these products that just kind of didn't go anywhere, fell to the wayside, and people kind of forgot about it. That was in 2017. The next big milestone in content creation and holding microphones would be the release of the original Rode Wireless Go 1, which was released in April of 2019, more than 2 years after the MOVO MV-M101 microphone was released. So what does that mean? Well, when the Rode Wireless Go was released, I remember because I had another channel and I wanted one so badly and I had to wait and they were delayed, and then they came out and I was like, this is amazing. This is a 2.4 gigahertz wireless system that you can just use with your consumer cameras and don't worry, you don't have to worry about radio frequencies and anything like that, right? I mean, the Rode Wireless Go, no doubt, was one of the most revolutionary pieces of audio equipment for everyday content creators in the last decade. That said, somewhere along the lines between Rode releasing that in 2019 and where we are today, the fad of holding transmitters has, come on in full force. And as a result, this little guy had just totally been forgotten and overlooked. And so I thought to myself, well, I love this mic for two reasons. One, because I am always looking for something that is distinctive and helps differentiate me from everyone else on the internet. And two, I have a secret fantasy of being a game show host. And one of my favorite game shows when I was a kid was The Price is Right. So having a microphone that harkens back to Bob Barker holding his stick microphone in a way that I always felt was cool, makes me love using this microphone even more. And I know what you're thinking. It doesn't sound amazing, but it is a 7-year-old microphone. and it sounds good enough for what I want it to do. So let me tell you about how I am currently using it. I have it plugged into my DJI Mic 2 transmitter, and I'm recording internally on the transmitter in 32-bit float. And while that is fine because I end up using it a lot with my DJI Osmo Action 4 connecting directly to this transmitter, there are some other methods that you could use to also record audio using this microphone. So just for a little bit of a sound comparison, this is what the MOVO MV-M101 microphone sounds like plugged into a Zoom F2 recorder. Yeah, I think this sounds pretty good. And here is what the MOVO MV-M101 microphone sounds like plugged into a Zoom F3 recorder via a Rode VXLR Plus, which is required to convert phantom power from the F3 to plug-in power for the M101 mic. And while I'm sure this sounds really great, holding this in your hand is probably less than ideal when it comes to being discreet. And yes, while the MV-M101 does have a locking nut to lock onto 3.5mm locking TRS jacks, it does seat perfectly fine within something like a DJI Mic 2 without the locking nut getting in the way of actually forming a secure connection. When it comes to me being excited about microphones, I said this in a recent video, when I find a piece of gear that I have zero expectations for, and it exceeds everything that I had hoped it would be and more, that's when I think that I have found something really special that I enjoy using. And if you find something that makes you happy, that actually gets you to create content, regardless of how it actually sounds, in my opinion, it's better to create than to have something that sits on your shelf because it looks nice or it's too expensive for you to actually use. And coming in at, like under 20 bucks, I think I got this for $14. This guy fits the bill. And I mean, this thing is just super, super cute. Now, I will be truthful, I was hesitant to make this video because I kind of wanted to keep this microphone a secret and hoard all of them for myself because I don't think they're in production anymore. And I think whatever stock is left out there is out there. So if you're keen to picking one up, I'll drop an Amazon link down in the description below. I've already bought mine. I know my buddy Dracomies has already bought one too. And so I think that they could sell out fast as a 7-year-old microphone can sell out in 2024. So is the MV-M101 the microphone of choice that I will use in all of my videos moving forward? Probably not, but could I adopt it as my signature microphone? Yeah, maybe I will have to consider that. I mean, I did get rid of my white glasses, and I guess I need some other way to differentiate myself from everyone else on YouTube. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions about the MOVO MV-M101, drop them down in the comments below, and we'll talk again real soon.